Vande Mataram. Good morning. So this morning we are going to discuss a beautiful topic that is life has a purpose. So the caption of the topic to be discussed right now is life has a purpose. Of course, definitely life has a purpose, but very few people know that it has a purpose. So when we ask what is the aim of your life, what is the purpose for which you are actually taking birth, rebirth, and you are living, what is the thing? Everything is almost for the ordinary consciousness. The people who are staying in the ordinary consciousness, they will immediately express that the purpose is to live an ordinary life, matter, money, and family, relative, kids and kin, this worldly happiness, enjoyments, so and so. These are the probably, not probably, definitely the answer, the most expected answer from the maximum people who are gathering around you and who are attending your questions. Thing is that if we cross little bit, if we look ahead little bit, we will find what is there is a life purpose in the life for which actually you have taken, the soul has taken birth. And birth and rebirth, not only here, from the time eternal, this is birth and rebirth, this process is continuing. Birth and death are ceaseless iterations cause. There is a purpose really. We know there is a purpose. For that actually thing is that the river is flowing. For what? It has got a purpose. It has to mingle with the sea. So what for is the finity actually struggling for? To open into the infinity. So what is the soul taking birth and what is the purpose of the soul and what is the purpose of this evolution? So it has to join the supreme soul. That is the to why what for this fire is burning. It has to. It is actually the purpose is to get mingled with the parent fire. So that is the purpose for which it is coming. So when the purpose is actually predestined, predefined, thing is that very clear before us, then what just imagine what is the purpose behind, what is staying behind this ordinary life, ordinary objective, ordinary aim. But many people, not only ordinary people, the most of the people almost bearing a few, I will tell, almost are in this path only, ordinary life, ordinary happiness, ordinary pleasure, ordinary enjoyment. They feel that is the length and breadth of their hope and their, of course, journey. That's the purpose of their living and taking birth. Anyway, uh, leaving behind the things we will go for mother and Sri Aurobindo. But they have quoted the what is the mother course? What is the purpose of the life of this life? Now, this purpose is to purpose of life. Of course, mother course. The purpose of life is to find and serve the divine. Very clear. To find and serve the divine. This is the purpose. The divine, where is the divine? Then another question to find and serve the divine. But where shall I find? After finding only, there is a chance of serving him, serving it. So how? The divine is not far. He is in ourselves. He is in ourselves. But actually, we are thinking and we are searching here and there, like the kasturi that deer is moving, getting the scent, the fragrance. But he does not know that it is coming from its own navel. So he moving here and there, searching for something, and lastly, finally dying. So he is in ourselves, deep inside and above the feelings and the thoughts. Deep inside, he is in ourselves, above the feelings and the thoughts, with the divine peace and certitude, and even the solution of all difficulties with the divine. If the next question, if we are able to discover him, to find him, to live in him, then what will happen? What will be the output? Mother course with the divine is peace and certitude, and even the solution of all difficulties. Because sufferings, because of our ignorance, we are ignorance is their suffering too must come. For that only we are suffering. That is the very good idea. So the purpose is to serve the divine, to discover the divine, to become the divine. So anyway, here mother course, find and serve the divine mother course. This is the purpose of life. Hand off your problem to the divine, and he will pull you out of the all difficulties. Whatever your problem is there, all the problems, all the difficulties, you hand over to the divine with a good faith, ardent faith. That must be unshakable faith, so that the divine will be there to take care, and your problems will be solved. Your difficulty will disappear. Then again, Sri Aurobindo quotes. Then, if is the divine, it is coming. Then actually, is there any one more question is coming? Very tricky question. Is there anything from the time immemorials? The age is close. Ages are actually moving faster. Then people, very great people, great sadhakas, great yogis, great avatars, they have come. Have they? Is there any thought or anything in that has tried its lot to change the entire thing wholeheartedly? So, actually, Mother quotes of the three conceptions of the world. Three conceptions of the world, Mother quotes before us very beautifully. Number one is Buddhist and Sankarite. Buddhist is started from Buddha, it is Buddhist, and the second one is started from Sankar, this is Sankarite. So we'll see what Mother quotes. The world is an illusion, a field of ignorance and suffering due to the ignorance. Very thing we have heard from the ancient principles, ancient school of this discipline we have seen. The world is an illusion, Mayavad. The world is an illusion, a field of ignorance and suffering due to ignorance. Field of suffering and ignorance, field of ignorance and suffering due to ignorance. Where this suffering is coming? Suffering due to ignorance, that's right. The one thing is to do is to get out of it from the ignorance as soon as it is possible. But how? Thing is that still Buddha Deva left everything. Shankara also made a great progress, great triumph in that in the then period. They also succeeded in getting something, but what is the purpose? Till suffering is there, till old age is there, till death is there, till pain is there. Not at cured because of the for him and his disciples it was okay. They planned, tried, suffered. They tried to bring the process, but actually after him everything is the same as usual. Then to get out of it as soon as it is possible and to disappear into the original non-existence or non-manifestation, into that we have to go. Then what will happen? Everybody will not go. So there will be a few if they are getting escaped. Then how the entire race must be rescued? Just imagine what is the fate of the entire race. So that also could not succeed in the long run. Of course, for the time being, they tried. They tried to become being a revolution rather, but actually it was not that much successful as we have already seen, experienced. Then again, another school of study we have done, that is actually Vedantic, as the very commonly understood Vedanta. We have seen. What is that? We'll try to quote it in mother's language. The world is essentially divine, for the divine is omnipresent there, everywhere. Divine is everywhere, omnipresent. So the world is essentially the divine, but its exterior expression is distorted. On exterior and on the interior, exterior portion is of expression is distorted, obscure, ignorant, perverted. Straight Vedantic school told outwardly we'll find obscurity, ignorance, perversion, distortion. These are the thing in the external portion only. The only thing to do is to become conscious of the inner divine. So in the external and the surface, superficially we'll see so many clumsiness that already expressed, obscurity, ignorance, perversion, distortion. So what we have to do? Naturally we have to go deep within. So one thing to do is to become conscious of the inner divine and remain fixed in that consciousness without troubling about the world. The world is troubling, getting troubled and troubling and getting troubled. So don't stay much on the surface. Better to rush deep within, not only within, inward opening that must be there, inner venture must be there, but deep within. For this external world can't change and will always be in its natural state of consciousness and ignorance. This surface, this external part, it is packed with already ignorant, obscurity, perversion, distortion. So unconsciousness, ignorance, everything you will find. But if you plunge into deep depths, inner consciousness, if you go, leaving behind this outer surface consciousness, then there will be find that only the change will come. So this is the this is the second concept. This is Vedantic concept. Number one is Buddhist. Second one is actually that Mayavad, and the second we find this is actually surface, outer and inner. Third, we see that is a great concept from Sri Aurobindo and Mother. We'll see Sri Aurobindo's view on this conception of the world. This world, as it is not is not the divine creation. It is meant to be. Of course, we think as expected, it is not the already. This is a dangerous world. Thou hast to come down into a dangerous world, full of obscurity, full of structure. We can see on the surface, class, tribe, we can see. But an obscure and perverted expression of it, what actually expected to be, it is not there. Perversion is there, obscurity is there. So it is not the expression of the divine consciousness and the will. What we feel outwardly, it is not exactly what exactly it must be. So, not the expression of divine consciousness and will, but this is what is meant to become. It has to become, but it has not been. So, it has been created to develop into a perfect manifestation of the divine under all its forms and aspect. It must be, it should be the manifestation of the divine, perfect manifestation of the divine, and this creation it must have the purpose of symbolizing and fulfilling the conditions of the divine, but it is not so under his forms and aspect. Light, knowledge, and power, and love, and beauty. It must be. This is the Sri Aurobindo's view, Sri Aurobindo's brightest view on this life. So, three views we have seen. Anyway, first view illusion, second view external internal, third view it must be come on the divine's forms and aspect, light, knowledge, power, love, beauty. So everything must be God fulfilled as we. So for that actually Sri Aurobindo quoted very interestingly that the world is God fulfilled in outwardness. We have seen, we have already clarified, we have classified, we have defined. So from Sri Aurobindo's writings only. So it is a great thing to be. Then what is divine? So everything is divine. Everything is divine is our goal. Divine is the center. Taking him, we are actually revolving around. He is the center of all. The aim of our life on earth to become conscious of the divine. This is the purpose. This is the aim to be conscious of the to become conscious of the divine only. That is the purpose because he is the goal. He is the center around which we are moving. We keep moving since time, since the beginning itself, time eternal. But thing is that we don't know, we are forgotten. Second, the true aim of our life, against the mother quotes, the true aim of life is to find the divine's presence deep inside oneself, not only in the surface, already we have discussed. To go deep inside and discover him and to surrender him to so do so. Because ardent tapasya, it has got no meaning, it is actually difficult and it has got its chance of failure. There is also facing difficulty that is also coming on the way. But to it, to surrender to it, to the divine, we find the divine's presence deep inside and to surrender it to it, that it takes the lead of the life. He will come. When we have surrendered, he will take the lead of the life. He has to he has to come to the fore. All the feelings and all actions of the body, he has to take care, nothing we have to do with it. This gives the true and luminous aim of existence. This is the true, gives the true and luminous existence, purpose of aim of existence. With the divine, life is bliss. Without the divine, life is a painful illusion. So again, we will. Life is not meant for seeking the divine. Only thing, only divine, only divine. This is integral yoga. It expresses, it tries to explain. This is the only thing you can do. Life is realized when finding the divine. Only realization is possible with the finding of the divine. That is the truth. Again, we'll see beautifully. A life consecrated to union with the divine is the only life worth living. Worth living. That is the only union with the divine. That makes the life worth living. Without it, there is no purpose. Happiness is not the aim of life. The aim of ordinary life to carry one's duty. The aim of spiritual life is to realize the divine. That is the purpose we are going to. So this is the thing we are going to discuss on. Thank you.